But what do you think? Because I realize people are, sometimes when I see even Christians sick, I see pastors, I see different people sick. There is a place of receiving the gospel, and there's a place to understand that the gospel also has the capacity and the power to keep you healthy. And what we're about to do tonight, as we share the gospel, there are people that ignorantly, the devil invade their privacy. And we're about to chase that devil out of their life. Out of their, wherever it is where he's operating from. But you see, sir, what do you think? Because I feel when I look at it, people are thinking the gospel is that difficult, the challenge. But what do you think in our time is the challenge of the gospel? Because a lot of times, people are preaching, but people are not getting saved. It's either they are preaching something different, or the people they are preaching to is not hearing what they are saying. Because he talks about another gospel, and he talks about the gospel. So what is the challenge, sir?
You see, thank you. The challenge is a matter of understanding.
Understanding.
Because until you come to understanding,
yes,
you can't have the right perception.
Yes, sir.
This is why we teach. The believer must understand that God is for you. God is dealing with you. God is not dealing with any nation. God is dealing with us individually. To the Jews, God gave them the law.
The law.
But to us, to the world, he gave Jesus.
That's right.
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son.
That's right.
Now, whosoever believes, this is where it becomes personal. So we begin to realize that when we understand that the gospel has to do with you and God, because the gospel is not indigenous to any nation. The gospel is not American. The gospel is not British. The gospel is not African. The gospel is the message of Christ. And whosoever believes in it,
oh my God,
that guarantees salvation.
Whosoever.
Now, Jesus said to them,
yes,
go
sir,
into all the world and preach the gospel. Whoever believes, anyone that believes this message, whether he is black or he is red or he is white, it doesn't matter at all. Because the power of the gospel in Nigeria is the same power of the gospel in America.
You're just going somewhere now. I'm about to explode now. Look at it. I'll still come back to it. The truth is that sometimes even we preachers, we began to feel that the gospel that the Americans are listening to and the one Nigeria is listening to, they are two different. Because when we look at the outcome of what life has become, it's like there's something different that we're hearing, and there's something different that the Americans hear. But I heard you say it's the same.
It's the same.
Yes, sir.
It is not just the power. The message is the same. The message cannot be different in Nigeria and then different in America. The message is the same. If the message is the same, then the power is the same.
Wow.
If the message is the same and the power is the same, then the result will also be the same. So if the sick is healed in New York, the sick can also be healed in Yenegua.
Yeah.
Because it is the same gospel.
Oh.
But one must come to understand this. You must grasp it to know that this message is to me, and the gospel is the message of Christ.
Whoa.
That's all it is.
The gospel is the message, of Christ. Outside Christ, there is no gospel.
There's no message.